Hi heathens! Today's video is going to be that for some reason was a long time in the making, and I don't know why. I have had this part of this collection since it dropped. And that is the Colourpop and Avatar Last Airbender collab. I have the palette, and then I have the two highlighters. Why haven't I used it? I don't know. So we're going to use it today. I have no makeup on. I am going to put a little bit of something on my face to help it from being dry. I'm going to be using, ooh, no, let's go with this. I haven't used this in a minute. This is the 111 Skin NACY2 Pollution Defense Booster. If anyone knows what the heck that means, let me know. Am I going outside to defend pollution? No. Do I like the way this feels on my skin? Yes. It's pretty much the only reason I use this one. I'm just gonna wipe the wand. Is that sanitary? No. Am I doing it? Yes. Probably a lot of the things I do really probably aren't sanitary, but you know. Oh well. Like I was saying, I have no idea why I accidentally waited to review this, and I have no idea what made me suddenly remember when I sat down to film today, but I was like, oh my god, I have not given my first impressions of that because I haven't used it. So without further ado, we're doing that today. So I know you've seen it now. It's not new anymore. They've come out with like 2 or 3 collabs since then. That's not the point. This is the Colourpop and Avatar Last Airbender collab. So this is the palette. It's probably one of the only ones where I'm going to be keeping the outer packaging as well, because it differs from the outside of the palette. So on the inside, ooh, there was a lot of polarizing opinions about the color story of this, because they did not put, because this one debatably it's like a khaki forest green. They did not put enough greens for the earth row. I'm not really mad. I do wish they had put more greens, simply for the fact that down here for air you have more of like the earthy neutrals. So that's my only real complaint. But otherwise, I'm actually not mad. I think it's a beautiful palette. I love that you could do a bunch of different things with it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to play with a few of the different colors and probably do 2 different eye looks. So, without further ado, I'm going to take a super fluffy brush, and I'm going to be starting one eye with, which way do I want to go? Yeah, I'm going to start with Earth Kingdom, which is the like nude brown there. And I'm just going to, I really don't want to ruin this palette. That's my issue with palettes like this, when I do really like them, is I don't want to ruin the imprints or the palette in general, because it's, I'm not going to say sentimental, but it's like almost a collector's thing, where I don't want to have like some dirty, janky palette. You know? Does that make sense? Does anyone else feel like that? Or is that a me thing? It might be a me thing. I am going to put a little bit of artificial light here. Let me find. Bear with me. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's manageable. Alright. So, same eye. I'm going to go in with, see if this is just stained. So I'm going to do this eye more of a like red color story. So now I'm going to go right under that and go into Comet, which I believe is actually one of the ones that's supposed to be marked as not intended for use in the immediate eye area. Usually that's because it can lead to staining, but that's okay. I'm going into it knowing that. So I'm just going to pick some of that up on the brush. It's another thing that's probably not sanitary, me blowing on my palettes. And we are going to pat that all over and then blend it up and across. So it is definitely one of those colors that has lost pigmentation as it's blended out, which I find to be common with colors like that, whether it's a bright red, a bright blue, or a bright purple. I find that like when you pat them, they have X level of pigmentation, and then once you start to blend them out, it diminishes a little bit. So I am going to keep trying to build that up here on the corner, just so we do have that super bright pop on the outer corner here. Now, I'm going to take, it's a toss-up. I think I'm going to take a, that's not flat enough. See, my issue is the color that I want to use kind of has like one of those matte but shimmer looks. So I kind of want to use a flat brush and see if I can deposit it onto my lid. But I don't really think that's going to work. Okay. I'm going to take this super flat SL Miss Glam short shadow brush, like short, and I'm going to tap into Fire Nation, which has some shimmer in it, but it's not a shimmer. And I'm going to completely ruin that pan. Pick some up on my brush and pat it onto my eye in the hopes to keep that gold reflect, which it did, so that's good. And then I'm going to take a little bit under my eye, but only about halfway, and then connect it to my outer corner. So I don't know if you can tell kind of the reflect in that. And then I'm going to take my finger and go into Dancing Dragon, which is the like shimmer in the Fire Row. Ooh, that's super smooth. And put that on my lid. And then I'm going to clean off my finger. I'm going to take this little like flat shader brush and tap into Earth Rumble, which is like that green. I'm just tapping with the tip of the brush. And we are going to take this under the outer half of my eye. A little bit more. So have you all seen on TikTok the trend, this reminded me, where it's like the Fairly Odd Parents theme song, and everywhere you look there are like pink and green things? That's now what I feel like my eye is. And I've done a pink and green eye look before on my channel. I'm going to take the brush I used originally and just wipe it off for my other eye. And for the other eye, I'm going to go in with Air Temple as my base. And I think it's so funny how many like pink and green things are actually around you at all times. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that can't be a thing. And then I started looking around and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Especially things that are like actually connected in theme. It's pretty funny. Maybe it's just me, but I'm now going to take a brush that is stained blue because, you guessed it, I'm going into the blues. And I'm going to be tapping into Ice Shield, which is the matte for the waters. Just building up some on my brush. Building up a lot on my brush, apparently. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the red. And just kind of like pat it around. And then blend it up and across. So it is starting to make a slightly muddy color, no pun intended, up in the crease. Would have been even funnier if I was using water and earth, not water and air, because then it would be a muddy color. Heh. Sometimes I'm kind of funny. Most of the time, I am not. Okay, now I'm going to not do the same thing I did on the other side as far as like using the satiny shimmer. I'm going to go straight in with Moon Spirit, which is the water shimmer. I'm going to get the hair off my arm. Ooh, again, very soft. I love Colourpop shimmers. I'd love to know y'all's thoughts about this palette. You know, that's not as bright on the eye as I was expecting. Let me build that up a little. Because, like I said, I think the palette is gorgeous. And like, while I feel like there could have been a few tweaks, overall, I don't think it was a flop. Whereas like half of the Nightmare Before Christmas palette confused me. So, you win some, you lose some, I guess. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to like pinch it after I tap into a shade. And I'm going to tap into Vortex, which is like the satin for the air. And just kind of get this on my brush. And then like I said, I'm going to pinch it. And then take it up under this eye, right into this eye. There's like one really long hair. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but like that's what just poked me in the eye. So I'm gonna pull that down, tap back into that shade, try to hold that little hair out of my way until I can trim it. Okay. And then I'm going to take the brush I used with the blue, pinch it, and go on the inner half, including getting that inner corner. And then for my inner corners, I'm going to use Air Blast on the red side, just taking it with my pinky. And we are just going to pop that right there. Love that. And then clean off my pinky. And this is where I'm going to tap into Water Tribe. Picking it up with my pinky, not pinking it up. And tap that over that side. Ooh, I love that. All right, ooh, I hit you. Now I'm going to put this palette back where it goes, and we are going to try out the highlighters. Okay, so I have two highlighters. One is Moon Peach, and one is Got Glow. Got Glow, I think, is slightly deeper, but I think it'll still work on me. Okay. Try not to rip the box. Ooh, I forgot that this was like marbled. Oh, I hope that you can tell on camera what I'm talking about. Like it doesn't get washed out. That's really cool. All right, since this has more of like a reddish yellow undertone, I'm gonna take it on my finger. That's gorgeous. And put it on the red side. definitely has more of like a gold yellow tone. It leaves the slightest shadow from the front, but nothing terrible. That's pretty. Okay. I'm going to put that back in the container because I want to keep these boxes. I think the name for that one's really clever. Dot Glow, because it's, you know, Avatar State. Okay. Okay. Then we have Moon Peach. So pretty. Like, it's kind of the same. This one, I don't know if you can tell right there on the bottom, shrunk a little. But we have that same, like, marbleized look. And again, I'm gonna take, I love these. The texture of these is just, if you haven't tried a Super Shock highlighter, you need to. Oh yeah, that's the one. I'm gonna put that down my nose. And I need something to put on my lips. Let's go for, trying to like get something to talk to me. Nothing's talking. Let's do one of these. This is the Il Makiage in Elwa. It's the Dirty Talk matte lip color. I couldn't remember what color it was. I just remembered both the ones I had were like kind of nudes. I have the Fairly Odd Parents theme stuck in my head now. Ah. Alright, that is it. Let me know which side you prefer, eye and highlighter. And I'm actually going to build up that second highlighter a bit. I feel like because it's lighter, it's not giving me the same level of va-va-voom. I prefer the color, but I feel like I didn't do it justice because the other one stands out more because it is a brighter color, whereas this one has like multicolored reflex. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up, but I'm very pleased. So the parts of this collection that I have get a thumbs up from me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video, regardless of your feelings on the collection. Subscribe to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.